Hello students, now we'll be taking classification of carbohydrates part 2. So in this part we'll talk about oligosaccharides. In our first video we classified carbohydrates into three classes: monosaccharides, oligosaccharides and polysaccharides. Now we'll be talking specially about oligosaccharides, that is those carbohydrates which yield 2 to 10 molecules of monosaccharide units upon hydrolysis. When we hydrolyze oligosaccharides, they can yield 2 to 10 units of monosaccharide units upon hydrolysis. Now, if they yield 2 units, as we said in the previous video, they are known as disaccharides. Now we have most common disaccharides present in nature, that is sucrose, maltose and lactose. There are other disaccharides also such as cellobiose and trehalose. So we can say disaccharides are the most common oligosaccharides found in nature. Now they can be grouped into two classes, non-reducing and reducing. So we have non-reducing disaccharides and reducing disaccharides. Reducing disaccharides means those disaccharides or carbohydrates which can reduce Tollens reagents, which can reduce failing solutions, which can reduce Benedict reagent. Non-reducing means which are incapable of reducing these very three reagents, that is Tollens reagents, Benedict's reagent and failing solution. Now non-reducing and reducing can be further grouped into two classes on the basis of linkage. They have a glycosidic linkage. That linkage has a number. Now, if it is C1 and C1 glycosidic linkage, the most common disaccharide is trehalose, a non-reducing disaccharide. If it is again C1 C2 linkage, example is sucrose, again non-reducing disaccharide. If the linkage is C1 and C4, it is lactose, maltose and cellulobiose. In these three we find this type of glycosidic linkage. Again, if it is C1 to C6, then it is gentiobiose, maliobiose and isomaltose. Now we'll talk about polysaccharides. Polysaccharides are also referred to as glycanes or polyholosides. They have high molecular weight. They are high molecular weight carbohydrates, and upon hydrolysis what they give is they give mainly monosaccharides or products related to monosaccharides. They are also referred to as polymeric anhydrides of simple sugars, because monosaccharides are basically simple sugars. D-glucose is the most common component of polysaccharides. There are other constituents of polysaccharides, say D-xylose can be there, L-arabinose can be there, D-glucouronic acid can be there, and many more. Now let us classify polysaccharides on the basis of hydrolysis. So upon hydrolysis, you have two classes of polysaccharide. One is homopolysaccharides. That means they give a single monosaccharide upon hydrolysis, such as starch. Secondly, heteropolysaccharides. They yield a mixture of monosaccharides on hydrolysis. Now, classification of polysaccharides on the basis of nutrition. So we have those polysaccharides which have a digestive value. They are digestible polysaccharides. For example, they act as metabolic reserves in our body, say starch, glycogen and inulin. Next class is indigestible polysaccharides, that is cellulose, pectin, chitin, hyaluronic acid, chondroitin. So this is the classification part is over. Thank you.